a battle. The first battle that I played in the new patch of Total War Attila against Duck. And as you can see, the cav limit, I think we played with no cav limit in this battle. And I was going to try the Spet Science to see if just a Spet Scion mainline could work. I didn't have my hopes up because although they do have some very, very nice stats, I need to be killing a lot of units. So I wanted to try the Spet Science. I have 6 Spet Science. Then I have 4 Yanda Spearmasters. I was supposed to bring the other guys, the guys with the Cavalry mutilation ability. So messed up the army selection a bit there. Then I only have 3 UR warriors and 2 step cataphracts, 1 step warlord. Duck has brought cavalry raiders, 2 of those on each flank. Then he has Alani cavalry warriors. Let's see, these guys have a 30 attack against cav. They are supported by Alani swords, a dog unit in the center, and then 3 Sarmatian cataphract lancers, 1 Alani noble. So I am up against, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cav units. And I have 9 cav units of my own still. Feeling a bit overmatched here by the cavalry. So what I want to do essentially, I just want to send forward my Spet Science to see how much damage they can do to Duck's army while he's moving forward here. And he's sending forward his cavalry raiders. Ideally, I want to turn around my Spet Science before the cavalry raiders are in range, like so. I don't know why I'm not using flaming now. I might have my guys on heavy shots. That might be the thing. So I got hit by some cavalry raider ammo here. And the cavalry raiders were able to close on me a lot faster than I thought they would. And now I'm switching to flaming. Starting to get a few kills on these cavalry raiders. But not really getting enough damage done here. The Step Warlord, I sent him out against the War Dog unit because the dogs were chasing my Spet Science. I'm just trying to do the damage to his cavalry raiders here. Throwing some javelins here with the Yanda Spearmasters as well, I think. There we go. And the cavalry raiders got hammered. The Step Cataphracts, I don't know why I'm disengaging here. I should be doing this instead. Yeah, just charging the cav raiders. And over here, the Yanda Spearmasters are also throwing a lot of precursors on these cavalry raiders. But the cavalry raiders are very cheap units. So the Yanda Spearmasters, here I'm trying to charge the Alani cavalry warriors as well. But as you can see, I'm just getting overwhelmed here. There's just so much cavalry rushing in, so many infantry units rushing in to support. The Yanda Spearmasters got smashed by cavalry. Over here as well, the Sarmatian Cataract Lancers defeat the spears everywhere. And I'm a bit too slow here with the support of my UR warriors. The Step Cataphracts are doing a good job. So now I'm just, okay, everything's engaged. I'm just going to see if I can kite with my Spet Science. I don't have my hopes up. I'm getting countercharged everywhere, so I'm able to defeat 1 cav unit. But there's always another cav unit able to support the fight. Over here as well, my UR warriors are fighting up against multiple units. Getting rear charged by cavalry, not a good time. And here you can see the problem with having as many skirmish cav as I have. I'm not really able to support my fights as well as I should be able to. Sending in my Step Warlord here against the Alani cavalry warriors. But let's see, I believe I have brace on him. Yeah, I do have brace on him, but I haven't activated it yet. And even though I charged into the Alani cavalry warriors, that 30 bonus is hurting me. Now I'm using brace a bit too late. And these guys, I'm running scared with these guys. I'm way too far away from the battlefield with these guys. The UR warriors getting absolutely wrecked. I was able to win here with my Step Warlord, but taking quick inventory of my units, I'm a bit anxious about the number of, just the sheer number of cav units that Duck has left on the field here. He doesn't have much in the way of skirmishing left, so maybe I'll be able to grind him down, but using heavy shot here, using precision shot. 68 missile damage now on these Spetscions. So they are killing the Alani swords, no question about it. But using the Alani swords as meat shields is of course a very good way of using them. They are dropping, but these are the units that I really want to kill. So I'm switching to flaming ammunition. And the Alani cavalry warriors are dropping reasonably quickly. The problem is though that my Spetscions at this point, since I used rapid advance to get away, my Spetscions are exhausted. Getting the attacked in the rear penalty, I'm sending in my Steppe Warlord here to stop these units, and I was able to do so. I was able to stop the units and save my Spetscions. So now I'm going to charge these Alani cavalry warriors with my Spetscions, attacking them in the rear, stopping them from getting the charge, but for some reason I'm still firing on this engagement with my Steppe Warlord. And fighting up against two Alani cavalry warriors and firing on my own general, he's dying extremely quickly. And I still have all of these dangerous shock cav units left, because even though Spetscions can do a reasonable job against enemy melee cavalry, they just cannot contend with shock cav. Like these Alani nobles, they are going to absolutely destroy my Spetscions in melee. But I'm going to try to focus on this Alani noble. Just lost my general there, so that's bad. And I'm not killing this Alani noble as quickly as I want to. I have quite a few Spetscions left, but there are so many of these small annoying units left for Duck. And he's using them very well. He's pushing up his depleted units. And I have to fire at them, because if I take the engagement, then something is going to...
Our general has fallen.
Something is going to join that fight, and I'm going to lose a lot of men. So let's see, the Spetscions still firing on the Alani swords here. And the Alani cavalry warriors over here, they are wavering, so I should turn around my Spetscions. And there we go, giving an attack order on the Alani cavalry warriors. Should be able to defeat these guys here. Charging in, doing some damage to the Alani swordsmen on the charge there. And yeah, the Alani cavalry warriors are about to break. But this is the problem, there's always that shock cavalry unit ready to engage. And the shock cav just melts away the Spetscion archers in melee. The charge bonus is too much for them to deal with. So it's been looking grim for me for a few minutes now. But like I said, this was the first battle with the White Huns, so I wanted to see how well mainline of Spetscions could do. But Duck had a very nice counter build. He had a lot of cheap cavalry. And a lot of cheap infantry. So this army would be able to counter UR warriors very well. It would be able to counter foot skirmishers very well. It would be able to counter a lot of things from the White Huns very well. Rear charge here on the Alani swords. Trying to sneak this unit through the gaps, and so far I'm able to do so. While pouring the fire into his Alani nobles, but it's clear that I don't have the ammunition left to be able to kill him, and these shock cav units are the main problem. I'm not so worried about the infantry, but these shock cav units are super dangerous for me. So getting a charge in with my Spetscions here, pulling out directly, should be able to break the Alani swords. But at this point in the battle, I do not have an answer for the shock cav. The shock cav is going to kill me. So at this point, out of ammunition, for the most part. I see that I'm not going to be able to kill all of the shock cav. And so I'm just going to charge in, and I'm going to lose my Sped Science. Because Sped Science can do a lot of things. Charging Shock Cab is not one of those things. So yeah, they're taking engagement after engagement against enemy Shock Cab here. And they're going to lose very quickly. Even against very depleted Shock Cav. They're going to bite the dust. So yeah, Sped Science are great units, but they are vulnerable to what all skirmish cav is vulnerable against. So if you look at the kills here, these Sarmatian Cataphract Lancers carry the day for the Alans. Bringing 6 skirmish cav and only 3 melee cav, one of those being the general, a bit of an issue for me. And going into the battle with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going into the battle with 16 units. Not something I would usually do, but something I wanted to try. But this army from the Alans is a very nice one. You have some very nice cavalry counters in the Cavalry Raiders and the Alani Cavalry Warriors, and then saving the heavy hitters, the Alani Nobles and the Sarmatian Cataphract Lancers for late game. Very smartly done by Duck, always keeping his units protected, so that I was only able to fire and get rid of the Cavalry Raiders, but there's always that second unit able to join the fight and able to go in and cause some mayhem. So nicely done there by Duck. And I think the White Huns are a powerful faction. But one thing they cannot contend with is the cost effectiveness of the Alans. Now, once you start limiting cavalry, then the White Huns are become a bit more powerful. But if you play with essentially no cavalry limits, then the Alans have some very nice, very nice cavalry options. They also have some very nice cheap infantry units. So and so far, I've always won against the White Huns with the Alans, and I've always lost against the Alans as the White Huns. So if you've played a battle with the White Huns against the Alans and you've been able to win, and it's a good Alan army, not just any kind of shitty Alan army, but it's a good Alan army, then I would really like to see it. Strength and honor.